Hello, my name is Kirioth, and today we are finally going to take a look at the Warhammer Preview for Shadow, Iron and Broken Realms. I'm aware that I'm a few days late. Just not been great, head-wise, over the last, a couple of weeks, really, but it's got a bit worse over the last few days. So, being sensible, just pacing myself out, not going crazy and just trying to do everything, being smart about how I'm spending my time to try and reduce the nonsense going on in my daft brain. But we're here now. We're going to take a look. All I really know of is the Necron, which I'm actually quite like that. Looking forward to having a look at that again. I don't really know anything else that's come out of this, to be honest. So it's going to be a little bit of a mystery. I'm assuming nothing massive came out of it. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have found out prior to this. But who knows? Maybe there was a surprise in store. I'm also assuming hardly anything 40k was shown, because there's been a load of 40k stuff recently. Okay, so Horus Heresy. Crusade begins in September. Okay, so there's a confirmed date for Crusade. Good. It's been a while since the last one, is it not? We guessed that they'd show off the Khan. That was, I'm assuming, completely incorrect. I say guessed. We made a stupid prediction that we didn't think was true, that we'd see the Khan. It was not really any realistic idea that would happen. So Lionel Johnson's going to be coming out at the same time. Good. He's been missing for I don't know how long. And we're not even talking 40k. The fact that all the Primarchs aren't in the Horus Heresy we're still missing. How? Anyway. Okay, so we've also got the Conticar Terminators as well. Cool. I remember seeing renders of these guys, and I remember quite liking the renders of these. Still a little bit baffled as to the choice of making them Conticar Terminators. I really would have thought that Atramentar would be the thing that they would go for, because it's a popular unit that people like, because it's Night Lords, and they're talked about a lot, and I mean, technically these guys are part of the Atramentar, if I remember correctly. They're like a subset of Atramentar, so all Conticar are Atramentar, but not all Atramentar are Conticar. Because Atramentar are in Cataphractii armour, I want to say. Which is a little bit weird, because Sevatar isn't in Terminator armour, thinking about it. But still, I think that's correct. I could be totally wrong. I still like these guys. They still look decent. They look better, like, in the flesh, so to speak, than... it's not in the flesh, it's a picture. They look better painted and actual models than they did as renders. The only thing that, for some reason, I don't know why this bugs me, and it didn't bug me before, but it bugs me a little bit now. It feels like the old flesh decorations there are a little too uniform for my liking. The placement of it. The thing is, it looks like a uniform. Like, it looks like, okay, lads, if you're going to be part of the Conticar, here's what you need. You need your Tartarus Terminator armour, you need your whack-off big sword, and don't forget your bit of flesh hanging between your legs. That sounds wrong. But, like, that's what it feels like. And in a way, it would make sense that that's what it is, because they're Night Lords, and they flay people, and they're all mental murderers. So I can see why it is that, but I feel like I want it to be a bit more random in terms of placement. I feel like I want it to be a bit more kind of haphazard. Then again, where else would you put it without it looking a bit weird or looking cluttered? I guess that is the most sensible space for it. It's just whether you think they would be sensible in their placement of the trophies, or whether they would just be like, well, I've got this dude's skin now, so I'm just going to put it wherever. They could just be quite fashion conscious. You never know. That's the only thing that bugs me, really. That and the dude's bare head, but that's just a pet peeve anyway. That's not a genuine criticism. That's just me. The rest of it I quite like. The little fins on the legs, I think they echo what's on Kurz's model, don't they? I guess they look okay. They look a little bit. They stand out a little because the rest of the leg is a bit plain. But then again, you know, like, don't overdo it, otherwise it looks cluttered and messy. Yeah, I quite like those. I quite like them. Still though, why not just do the Atramentar? What? Anyway, so what else have we got? Necromunda, Iron in the Underhive. Okay, so the House of Iron is the history of House Orlok and includes all the rules you need to dominate your Necromunda campaigns. Fighters, hard guns, and hangers-on will be joined by house-specific weapons and war gear. I love Necromunda news. This is the thing, I love Necromunda use because there is so much in the way of bits that you can get out of those kits. They're super versatile. They're really cool. Okay, so Arms Masters. Oh, okay. We've got a proper preview. Now that is some Mad Max stuff going on there. Love it. That is a quality hammer. See, this is the thing. This is what I'm talking about. This guy's got like an exo suit on, massive power claws, a big old hammer. That's like prime material to use on completely different models. I mean, you can also use them for Necromunda, I guess, but every time I see stuff like this, I'm like, oh, nice. I can use that for all sorts of stuff. That is quite a cool model, though. There needs to be more variation in the hammers that Games Workshop makes. I want more hammers. More massive, bludgeoning hammers would be nice. Yeah, they both look pretty cool. So, and there's also Wreckers. Oh, they got jetpacks. That's what this is. That's kind of fun. So is that two flame pistols there? Nice. Loving the twin dagger look there. Very, very, I don't know, brave, I guess. Yeah, these are some cool models. There's some good poses here. I like the fact that they haven't done the thing of they're wearing a jump pack so everyone has to be flying through the air. I like that they've kept a bit of variety and they haven't done it so that everyone's got to be on a flight stand. Because you can still get that sense of movement, and they don't have to be hurtling around just because they've got a jetpack. You can show them standing still, waiting to do the jump. Yeah, those are some good models. Nice. Oh, the doggos. Yeah, look at that. That's a quality doggo. I feel a bit bad for them in a way. That guy especially. Yeah, he wouldn't be too bad. It wouldn't be too bad because he's still got normal paws on the front. I'm going to go out on a limb here and suggest that sticking metal legs on your dog when it's mostly going to be running around on other metal is a prime way to have them skid out of control. Have you seen a dog running across like a tile floor? They can't turn. They can't stop. It takes a while for them to get going because they've got to scrabble their little legs. We've got flat tile flooring all the way through our house, either tile or wood, and our dog cannot run through the house because she just skids all over the shop. That is absolutely what's going to happen to this guy. He's not going to get anywhere. He's just going to scrabble around. And make a right racket as well, because it's metal legs on a metal floor. Come on, have some practicality here. What a thing to complain about. What a thing to complain about. I'm skipping the videos, by the way, because I keep getting hit with bogus copyright claims based off them, and I'm fed up of having to go back and edit them out. It's easy just to not bother because I'm getting fed up with it. Happens every time now. And I know it's not legitimate. It's not Games Workshop claiming the stuff. It's some other garbage company that keeps doing it. I don't know why they're going for me, particularly, but just going to avoid the issue. Okay, so this is the guy. This is the one I saw, the Hexmark Destroyer. It takes the Deathmark's propensity for surprise attacks to epic levels. So it's a corrupted destroyer engram. That's cool. That's fun. So he's fallen to the destroyer virus and it's just got all the arms in the world. It's a bit mad. It's a bit mad. I like it because it looks like something I would make for the crack. Like if I just decided to make something a bit silly and over the top, this is the kind of thing that I would make. But they've made it. Like it's an official model. Someone sat down and gone, yeah, we'll have a six-armed Necron. And I think it is 6 arms. At first I thought it was only 5, which, I mean, I would be okay with it being 5, but I know there's a good number of people, the whole asymmetry thing, not a fan. But I think that is 6, because there's like another gun you can just see on the screen left. That is solid. That is pretty cool. Very over the top. Very silly. It is literally like a Western Necron, but with 6 guns instead of. I mean, they did the Genestealer Cults one. They had the guy with 3 guns. Now the Necrons got one with 6 guns. What's next? An 8-armed guy with 8 guns? We can only hope. I will say, actually, the lack of detail on the guns is a bit. Alright, okay, hang on. Let's just. From the front, it looks alright. I think because there's quite a lot going on from the front. You've got the cables, you've got the wires, you've got like a bunch of different lenses and eyes and a head. But actually, the guns themselves are very plain. There's not a huge amount going on with them, which I'm not entirely sure I like. I like the overall look of it. I think the guns look a little bit, just that bit too plain. But then I guess you could spruce it up a bit yourself if you wanted to. Like that cylinder that's in the center of the gun, you could totally mess with that. Paint it green to match the cables, like the tubing that's coming out of that big orb reactor thing on the back. That would do a lot to spruce them up a bit, make them look a bit more interesting. Maybe fill that line that goes around the circle by the muzzle as well. Make that green, like the inside of that line green. That would make that better. Yeah, you can fix that. You can fix it. Depends on how it's painted. I just don't think it's painted in a very interesting way there, but that's something that you can easily do stuff with yourself. And yeah, there's six tubes coming out of the back of him, so there must be that 6th gun. Keep an eye out, all 7. Shortly after the Codex launches in October. Did we have a launch for the Codex? Did we have a date before? Well, a rough date, October. Okay, so there's also Crusade book. Well, mission pack, Beyond the Veil. So this, I'm assuming fighting in the Pariah Nexus. Yeah, venture into the Pariah Nexus and battle under the baleful influence of the Necron technologies within. Words are hard. Be able to play loads of missions at every game size and gain incredible rewards, including upgradable war gear, new battle traits, and more. But beware, the threats are many. A host of battlefield conditions can affect your games, and dangerous battle scars await. Just out of interest, I'm assuming the Necrons aren't affected. Like the Necrons aren't affected by the Pariah Nexus, are they? So if you're fighting a buddy who's got Astra Militarum, does the Astra Militarum get all lethargic and crap, whilst the Necrons are absolutely fine? Because that feels harsh. It'd be true. It'd be true to the setting, but possibly a bit harsh. Also, be able to recreate the battlefields of the Pariah Nexus and beyond with new scenery kits like the Battle Zone Manufactorum Vertigus. That's some cool terrain, in fairness. It expands on the scenery found in the Command Edition. Yeah. New auto-choral transmitter. That's cool. Yeah, I like that. And there's also chapter-approved tactical deployment massive terrain to control the battlefield. Okay, cool. Okay. Warcry. What have we got here? So, an amazing new box set that allows you to battle in underground dungeons beneath Archeon's mighty Varanspire lair, complete with lava. Wow, how did they get the lava in the cardboard box without burning it? What a terrible joke. So, new starter set by the look of it. Catacombs. Fighting over the terrain in the box repair of warbands you might just recognise from previous previews. Oh, okay, it's these guys again. So they're what they call the K-Knight Shadow Stalkers. These are quality models. They look dead good. No complaints on these. Yeah, they look very much how I remember them looking. So, announcement of a new box, but not an announcement of new models. Yeah, that's still the best model out of them by far. That is a good model. And then the literally on fire Scions of Flame. I seem to remember these guys being pretty neat as well. Yeah, again, we've seen these guys before, and they were cool last time as well. That guy especially. What an absolute madman. Okay. What's the actual board look like? There we go. Oh, now there's a thing. That's interesting. That's a bit different, actually. Because the first Warcry starter set had like a whole bunch of terrain that was like actual constructed buildings or like falling apart buildings. This is a very different take. So you've got a bunch of doorways and arches, little bridges to go over lava. There's like standalone stuff, so like piles of rubble and treasure and stuff. Yeah, there's still quite a bit in there, but it's... Oh, you know what? I don't know about this one. The board is really cool. I really like the board. I like the concept of it, but it feels a bit lacking. Because you've got all these gates and archways, but no actual walls, it looks empty. It looks kind of empty. And the thing is, there are... clearly, the board is separated into where there would be walls. I guess if you've already got some terrain, you can put that stuff up to bulk out this set a little bit. But the fact that it's lots of little kind of individual pieces that are more like decoration than an actual structure, I don't know that I like that as much as the first one. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. So yeah, for that they've put, well, obviously it's a studio picture, so they've got a load of fancy stuff in the background, but there's other terrain that's been placed around on top of it. That was it. Okay, so that was the original starter. See that look? Oh, that's a weird one. That is a weird one, because that to me, the walls add a lot, but then there's quite a bit of like empty board. So it's in a way you've got this kind of this central focus, but then there's not much around it. But then this is kind of the opposite, where there's a lot of stuff everywhere, but there's no real like anchor point to it. It's just a bunch of standalone things. I don't know. I'm not sure which one I like more, to be honest. I think a decent, healthy mix of both would be good, but yeah, I'm not convinced on that one myself. Both the warbands look fine. The warbands both look great, but yeah, the actual board / scenery. So we've also got Warhammer Underworld's Dire Chasm. Try and say that quickly. So two brand new warbands that represent the darkness and the light of the mortal realms. The Slaneshi Hedonites of the Dread Pageant entered the Living Mountain in search of Slanesh and now revel in the sensation of endless slaughter, death, and rebirth. Ranged against them are Myri's Purifiers. Sure. A band of Lumineth Realm Lords pledged to calm the mountain's growing wrath. Okay, and so there were loads of models of cards to choose from, including the single most requested Warhammer Underworld's warband. Oh, Chameleon Skink. Wait, did Lizardmen not have an Underworld's warband? Do they really not have one? Oh, that is poor. That is piss poor. Come on, lads. It's the Lizardmen. Look at his little frog he's got attached to his side. That's pretty funny. I mean, it's a little Chameleon Skink. I'm in. I'm in for that. Okay, there's also Beast Grave, Arena of Death. When a one-on-one clash won't do, the Arena Mortis awaits. Grab a single fighter and face off against between 2 and 5 other players. Oh, that's fun. So it's just a one model job. That's cool. Okay, Age of Sigmar. There is Prepare for Shadow and Pain, a new box. Okay. Crammed full of new models, hopefully. It's packed with awesome Daughters of Cain and Head Knights of Slanesh models, including a pair of brand new heroes. Oh, okay, so it's just new heroes then. That's a bit disappointing. So these are all currently available things. Yeah, you've got a Chariot of Slanesh up there. There's some Demonettes down there. I forget what they're called. They're not Seekers because they're human, not demon, aren't they? Wait. Are they or aren't they? It's difficult to tell. I forget the exact unit name of those anyway. Yeah, and all those Daughters of Cain models are current. So there's just a new hero on each side. That is quite the look. That is quite the. That is a brave, bold look. That makes me think of Voldo from Soul Calibur, but with a massive stick instead of weird claws. The hooked. I mean, come on, you can see it, right? The hooked boots, the straps, the exposed flesh, even the arm, like the armor on the shoulder and the bicep is a bit Voldo. And he's got the bit between his teeth as well. Seriously, stick a pair of goggles on the dude, take the weird hat off, and you've got Voldo with a giant stick. And as such, I like it. As such, I quite like it. Can't complain about that. I mean, you can, because it's weird as anything, but that's fun. That's a cool model. Even if they really have just copied Voldo. Oh, boy. Oh, there's some interesting detail on the back there as well. That big old blade coming out the back there is very extra. I really like the fact that he's modelled his hat to help with his hair. Strong mohawk game. And there's also... what's he called? I should probably look. Lord of Pain. That's... I don't know why I even asked. Don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. So there's also a Melusai Iron Scale, crafted from the most vengeful souls among all the elves. Bit full on. So resistant to hostile magics, and can channel Marathi's might to turn foes into immobile but fully conscious crystal statues. That's a bit harsh. Fully conscious crystal statues. Christ. Chill out. God damn. That's... yeah, okay. I like most of it. There's some bits that look a bit... not perfect? I don't know how to... not perfect. Is anything ever really perfect? This staff is a bit much, to be honest. It looks a bit weird with the snakes at the end, and then the snakes also in the headdress, and also the other snakes in the headdress. And the fact that she also has a snake body. I don't think you need that many... and there's 2 snakes on the... I just don't... I think maybe you can cap it at like 5 or like 5 snakes. I think we get the idea by that point. It just feels a bit overly repetitious in a way. The mask looks okay. The hair is a bit too... there's too much hair from that tiny bit of top knot. I can't remember if the rest of the kind of Medusa models are like that on with their head, but for some reason it's bugging me because it's way too much. It looks like someone took hair from a different model. They wanted to put it on this one, and even though they didn't have enough contact space, they just put it on anyway. And I'm saying this as someone who has done exactly that and regretted it. I just don't know that it looks quite right. Otherwise, okay. The armour still looks decent. The old lower snake body is always a treat. The placement of that sword's a bit weird. I think the sword's a bit too big, or it should be angled in a different way, because it looks like the hilt is just going to... yeah, it looks like the handle is just going to like poke her in the armpit over and over again. Yeah, that needs to be angled differently. That looks off. It looks awkward. It's like as soon as you move your arm, you're just going to catch yourself on it over and over again. And that, like, the mass of hair is really more obvious from the side as well. Yeah, a bit hit and miss, that one. Bit hit and miss. I like the concept. I think the execution's a bit... meh. Okay, there's also Broken Realms. The Realmgate War's malign portents, the Soul War's wrath of the Ever-Chosen. The vast ongoing story of Mortal Realms has encompassed many great events. Now it's time for the next chapter, a narrative event that will define the future of the Age of Sigmar. That sounds familiar. Broken Realms is here. So the Elven gods are rising up, but like Sigmar's pantheon before, they're riven by mistrust, as you would expect. So it's just elves going off on one. This new conflict will touch every corner of the Mortal Realms and affect every faction. Treachery and torment, siege and slaughter, bloodshed and battle, more things that are similar. All things and more await you in a series of epic narrative books on a scale not seen since the Realmgate Wars. As well as truly massive stories, these books will be packed with new rules for loads of factions, thrilling battle plans, and much more. Okay, cool. So it kicks off with Marathi. Well, there you go. As I thought, not a vast amount of 40k in there, but I was not surprised by that. I was expecting it. I would have been shocked if we got much, because we've had loads recently. Absolutely loads. And it's not like they're a one-system company. They've got like an entire set of other stuff they do all the time. But we did get this lad. The Hexmark Destroyer. Like him. Can't help but like him. He's like some sort of Wild West shooter with 6 arms that jumps into different dimensions. I mean, what more could you want? What more could you want? There was some cool stuff in there, but a lot of it felt like repeats of what we've already seen. I'm not all that surprised. I'm assuming that things will be heading back into more normal territory as we get further away from the mass lockdown that we had. But yeah, there's still some fun stuff. Let me know what you think of that lot in the comments down below. Anything particularly jump out at you as being exciting or amazing or interesting, or were you just expecting like what we got, which was a little bit of rehash stuff here and there, and you're just happy to see a six-armed sharpshooter? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. And there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can use to support the channel if you would like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.